Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire. We're sat in Stockholm. Been a while, hasn't it? That we've actually sat here, that is. Why is that? Well, one of our new tasks, or the optional tasks, it never is it? I mean, I've been gaming for many years. If a game tells me it's optional, I read that as you've got no choice in the matter. It is a compulsory task. For me, anyway. I don't know how many of you are the same. But yeah, never optional. If it's in there, if it's a side quest, I'm doing it. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to try and get these optional tasks done. Will that mean we get a better score? I would imagine so. I'm fairly confident they account for a bigger score at the end. Not that it's important. We're not really going for top scores here, just completing it. If you want to play it yourself, hone your skills based on my playthrough, and possibly be a little bit more focused, because I wasn't. Never am. We're going to take a look at our task, which means time is going to progress. We're in July 8th, 1869, and by 1870, so the end of 1870, a year and a half, we've got to do all of that down there. Out of retirement. Gain access to the area of Denmark. Transport 20 passengers from Stockholm to Flensburg. This is the one we're going to work on first, as that's the biggie, which is why I started in track mode. We've got to make sure that we can get from Stockholm all the way down. Goodness me, this is a journey. All the way down to Flensburg here. Yeah, there we go. Probably the easiest pronunciation in the world. For me. Anyway, there we go. That's a journey, isn't it? We've got competitors who own all of this. First, we should possibly just not buy Denmark, but buy the rights to build here. It's going to cost us 2.7 million. So that's one task out the way.
I see it, retirement is not your cup of tea.
No, it's not.
Even though you earned it.
The inhabitants, that should just... I think we can do that in a year and a half. We can't waffle on too much, though. Put all of your competitors out of business. Shall we do that? I don't know whether we'll need... We'll start with Beatrix. We'll just straight up merge them. Do we want to keep their rail infrastructure? Possibly, because we want to keep things moving, don't we? And then just upgrade where we're working on things. Eventually, we'll get it all set up. But yes, that's what we're going to do. 43.3 million. Absolutely. Keep everything. We'll keep everything except the engines, I think. And then we'll put our own engines on there. And that'll help out a little bit. I do want to keep the infrastructure, though, as we might not work on the whole of Denmark. Done. Do it. You can press the button.
How dare you throw me out of business? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why? You just got a payday. You could sit back and retire. Or start a new business. Not the end of the world. And finally, Lars, 136 million. We'll keep everything except the engines. And away we go.
What to say?
All gone. We're left with almost 100 million. Thank you.
This backward-looking market simply wasn't ready for my spectacular genius.
There you go. That's one way to look at it. Silver lining. Right, that's two things done. Now we need to get this Stockholm to Flensburg. We own everything. Everything that we need to own. And I guess what we do is we're going to have to make the connection from Copenhagen over to Malmö. So we need to redo this station. It's going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to get it all nicely upgraded, though. We have no trains running at the moment, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And the reason I'm deleting these is because we're going to be doing something a little different. This is how the AI tend to do it, by the way. It's good enough. I like that they put bypass tracks in of the cities. That's a rather good idea. But they tend to do this with their stations. Bit of a funnel effect going on there. Never like that. Okay. I think 100 million is enough to play with. And we can get everything going. I'm going to avoid buying... Ooh, okay, that's awkward. How do we get around that? Oh, I guess what we can do is link over here just temporarily. Since we get a full refund, we'll just go in there somewhere. That's fine. We'll get that money back soon. That should allow us, I hope, to buy a station here. Let's hope so. That could be a rough start, couldn't it? No! Really? Oh, that's not connected, you Burke. What were you doing? I'm not sure what you're thinking there. Connecting a farm isn't going to do anything, is it? No. There we go. That should work. Good start. It's an interesting... I don't know why that mechanic's there. I guess it's to prevent exploiting or having a fragmented network. I don't mind it, though. Really? Who's not connected? Do you know what it is? We don't have a connection from here to here either. Yeah. Yeah, how are we going to work that in? It's a bit of a crossing there, isn't it? Could we just go from here? I mean, it's a bridge and a half. Yeah, we've got to put together all of this. Where would our actual bridge be, though? That would probably be it, wouldn't it? I mean, we can't go across here. It's blocking us from building excessive bridges. That one's all right, though. Right. Large train station. Please, go in. Yay! We're in, guys. Oh, mission 1 complete. Are we going to get this... Oh, right. Okay, we can't build. We can't build 2. This is going to be our actual connection, our actual bridge. And we're going to go across this way, I think, because I'm going to aim for cost effective. No, the opposite to cost effective. I'm going to aim for getting across as quickly as possible and as smooth as possible. Although that is unpleasant. We can adjust it just here. There we go. 1% grade. Just a little 4% grade getting up to the actual bridge itself. I'd prefer a little ramp up there and then a nice flat-ish section. We can get rid of this now and get a refund on that. And that's our connection to the main line. There we go, we're in. We now have full access from... No, we don't. From Copenhagen, I was going to say, to our original network, but we do not. In fact, that's going to go there. What is this up here? Is it milk? Yeah, you probably are going to need milk straight away. We do need to make Denmark grow quite a bit. Now, these stations are not so much of a worry. As industries, you can plonk them down anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you've got a connection or not. You cannot use a terminal station or terminus station. Terminal station, it says there, on an industry. Don't know why, but you can't. So we're having that. I guess this is more yard-like anyway. It'll do. Now, do we want to put a second one in? Possibly. Given one of our tasks is to get all the way across from our network to this new network, we might want to think about an express line dedicated to getting all those passengers. It's going to be a journey, and it takes a long time for trains to make their way across. Now, this is begging to be some sort of maintenance yard, isn't it? That we can use as a junction. So if we put that in... Fortunately, we've got loads of money, so this is quite pleasant, isn't it? You can just build how you'd like. And we'll have a connection just there. We'll have another one just here. And then what we can do is branch off from this one for freight up there, hopefully. If we connect this as double track up to a point where we want to turn off, we might actually be able to do it on the outside first. Like that. And then come in. Oh, isn't that's very neat and tidy. Perfect. And there we go. We've got all access everywhere. And we should start signaling up now, and rather than just going around later on. I might actually do it this way because we've seen about 1 million different types of signaling going on, and you probably don't want to see it all. As I do it anyway. Yeah. Well, there we go. We're in. One thing we do need to remember to do is add these as we go so we don't forget about them. Definitely need maintenance buildings everywhere. It will save us a little bit of headache. later on. Could we buy things like this? I mean, 2 million. Why not? Why not? Now, let's get us a freight train. They do need it, don't they? Oh, that's another thing we can do. We can place museums in these towns. Adding those museums will mean that demand is a little less. By 10%. We can get that going, though. Freight only. Just add us fairlies all over the place. I mean, security guard isn't too bad. Are you picking up? Yeah, there you go. Do they need... Yeah, milk's fine. I would imagine they wouldn't need much milk. Let's get this connection done then. You can sort of see where our maintenance yards would come in useful. As they have their junction in place. It's one of the reasons I like to keep them. We do get refunds for their tracks. So, I mean, it gives you an outline of where the ideal place for a junction is. And then what you can do is replace that with a maintenance yard instead, just to give you some automatic signaling. This is all going to be part of our express line. I want to make sure that everything's in place and working flawlessly so that when we do set the giant line up, our express line, it's not too much of an issue, hopefully. This one can go out here. I don't mind these junctions from freight. That should be absolutely fine. You'll see we'll have some issues though getting across direct, but I don't think this is where we're going. I would imagine going straight here would be better into the city. So that way what we can do is head this across like that. Since we can build here and have a more direct line, we may need to adjust this though. Now that's not working. We have to raise that up, I would imagine. There we go. That's better, isn't it? If we can get it... oh, what are you clicked on there? If we can get it to actually bridge, that would be much better. You're not going to bridge? Is that too long? Ooh, there's something. Oh, there we go. It might be too long. Why can't we build that? You are currently not allowed to build tracks in this area. Why not? I see no red, unless it's that that's being affected. I don't know. Could we bring it down a little bit then? It might be... There we go. There we go. We got it. It might be that affecting us building. It's fine. It's in now. 1%, 0%, 1%. Perfect. Right, we're going to get that in and just left there. And then we're going to upgrade your station. It's a bit rough, I know, having to do all this. We could have just used their infrastructure. But there is potential for getting trains stuck behind each other. And I'd prefer to have this done how I do it. As that way we could probably, hopefully, avoid any hiccups with our fancy express line that we got to do. Where are we heading in here? Because we are going to double track it. That would be correct. So there's our express line connection. And that will get us across all the way there. And because we're here, I think a bridge is definitely in order. We don't want to go with realism on this one because it's a tight challenge, isn't it? A year and a half isn't long. Especially given the route. We're probably just going to keep sending... No, we are just going to keep sending trains out. Given that, then, we'll need some sort of connection here. We'll get rid of all of this. We are going to have to set up a whole bunch of lines to make sure that these guys keep growing. I'm sort of regretting the decision to get rid of all their trains, but at the same time, they're probably not old trains. We could have mass upgraded. I'm going to say it would cost more than what we've got, though. Okay, we need another maintenance station heading across the river. I'm going to say we want to go as direct as possible. Could we maybe make a bit of a right angle there? Come in like that. Yeah, I like that. See, we've got options to come in with freight. The other option, of course, is to have a second station here. Yeah, why don't you do that instead? If we have a second station, then we can connect to that, can't we? Coming in this way and still have another bypass going the other way. Which would also leave us... Or in fact, you go in there because we still want to reach both stations. And you can go in there. That leaves us open to have a little connection to whatever industries are down here, which is grain, so definitely. We've also got fruit down there. This is going to be our bridge across, and we're going to go as direct as possible. Where are we? We want to go that way, don't we? We had a nice 1 there somewhere. Where was it? Could we go there? I think a 3 would be okay. Could we go something like this? There we go. And then we can adjust it. Hopefully. 0, 0, 0. I like it. That is almost perfect. Get you going across there. And across like that. And then that's our track in. We've got to go as direct as possible. There's no two ways about it. Now, Flensborg. You are definitely in Terminus territory, aren't you? You're sort of the last station on the map. I know you are the last station on the map. In this, right down here, in this bottom corner. Is that where we are? It is indeed. You'll see it's turned white. Now, there's this city up here. If we've got time, we'll connect it up. That's our only city that we've not connected. I think we should make an effort to do that before we leave. We only have to set up a line, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, let's get you in there. And then this one can drift off that way. There we go. Beautiful. There's our express route, the starts of. One thing we can't do is forget about all the routes that we've got to do in Denmark. Otherwise, that other achievement or task that we've got to do, where we need to get the population growing, isn't going to work very well, is it? Do we actually want this section? I think we do, don't we? We actually want this section to be a maintenance yard after the bridge. And also give us the option to branch off. So let's get that in there. In fact, given that, can we knock this back a little further? I think it'll be alright going from there, but I'd prefer to have a smooth grade coming in. It also gives us another option to go across the river with a second bridge. Is it a river? Sort of, estuary, river. And then we can slide in that way. We probably want to do this one first. Otherwise we'll hit all sorts of issues. There, so we've got connections galore. Oh, I like it when it makes a junction like that. It's so satisfying. It really is. Okay, so you're going that way. We're going that way. We'll get this hooked back up. We're not going to do all of it fancy like this. We're just going to set the trains up for a lot of it. But anything where we're going on an express line for the task is going to be optimized as much as possible. Likewise, back over here, not over here, back in where we were, we're probably going to cut across our tracks, go over the top. We want a fully as the crow flies as much as possible. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. This might take a few episodes, guys. I've underestimated these tasks a little bit and possibly overestimating my ability. No, we can do it. I have confidence, sort of. Right, let's get that and that in. Now, we do have the connection. I like it. A little bit concerned about the distance here. Definitely going to need a supply tower on either end, aren't we? That's a massive, massive section. Hopefully it's nice and quick, though. We don't have too many trains crossing over. I think what we can do is avoid as many trains as possible making that connection. There, perfect. But we can't completely ignore these, as I said. We've got that huge task where we've got to get the population up and running, and we don't need it to drop. That's the last thing we need. So we've still got to think about connecting all the goodies up to each of these stations. Yeah, we're just going with large train stations. Signal controlled. There we go, you can go in there. And that gives us a connection up into that maintenance yard. This is a refreshing change, isn't it? Just doing it like this. What we can do is actually swing this round like that, I think. That'd be nice. There is the option to bypass that entirely, of course. We could have a direct line there. Oh, I kind of like that. If we can fit another station in, I've changed my mind. Can we fit one back to back? Oh, no. That's unfortunate. Right, rethink this. That's being undone. Doesn't take long and it doesn't cost us anything extra. It's all about the planning. Yeah, you'll see what I mean in a second. Because what we could have is back-to-back maintenance yards here. Just to give it a nice look. Probably not needed. There we go. You get in there. That gives us a connection to here. Like I said, we're going to try and avoid as much traffic as possible. And do we have anything that's coming from here? Salt, yeah. So, given that, we can have this one go into there. Like that. We'll have this side. I don't know how we're going to cross over. I guess what we could do is have this one head into there. If we can find a place where it'll play nice. There we go. No, that's not what you wanted to do at all. Goodness me. I didn't even know that was possible. It's interesting. Oh, it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, we need to give it a little bit of room because one thing we are going to do is connect this one in to here. So that would be something like that. And then I'm hoping to have some sort of crossover the other way. There we go. I know it sort of goes the same way, except this line will give us access in here is what I'm hoping. Which it almost does. We go like that instead. As long as we can make the connection, perfect. It's going to be all about setting up today. Bit of a long one. If after all this we don't do it, I'll be sad. I feel like this is the way to do it though. Because we've got to do a million different things all at once. It's an interesting one, isn't it? The optional tasks. I certainly like the look of it. I'm ready to be challenged, game. I'm ready to be challenged. We have the finances to hopefully not mess this up. I have been forgetting about maintenance yards on purpose. I realised that every time we go to add a maintenance building to these, time ticks away. We're already into July. No, we're nearly into August, aren't we? Dear oh dear. Do we need this one? I feel like we do need a second bridge, but there isn't the place for it. So we can save a bit of cash straight away. We do need to keep these all connected. Now, I think this can be the second bridge. And we can have a connection for it. So we need to go over there somewhere. This can be a direct line into... yes. Correct down in the comments. Did put the pronunciation down, but I haven't got it up on my screen. I will look it up because this is not going to be a one episode finale. No, we're gonna have to work our socks off to get this one working. Now, can we bring ourselves into here? That's lovely. Oh no, that's the wrong way to do that, isn't it? What you want to do is from there to there first, and then into there. We've already got it set up that we can get into Odense, and then across the river for the express. So that's that done. This gives us access into here from the fruit orchards there, or from the orchards. Oh dear. Right then, that's going into there. Hopefully, we can just draw a line there. Perfect. And where else can we branch from here? We can actually get over into there, but I'd rather not. But they will need grain though, won't they? I mean, I think it's a case of needs must for that one. We could move the bridge up one and have a separate bridge for freight. That's an idea. Yes, because we do need to get especially grain and apples over there. They should have their pigs. Right, let's do it. We'll take this bridge. Hopefully we can connect it seamlessly like it was before. fact, it's better. There we go. Good choice, Grand. We're in. Now then, this gives us a nice little connection, actually. Or does it? No, that's needless. Where else can you go, though? It's fine. It's fine. We'll have... no, don't stop building. Don't stop building. Look at the time ticking. Can't do that. You'll lose out. I have slowed it back down to 50% game speed. Because I think we're going to struggle otherwise. I do want these upgraded. It's a shame you can't upgrade from, say, the non-signal controlled to the signal controlled. But the stations are completely different layouts. So I understand why they chose that. Not to do it that way. There we go. That's better. That gives us a better connection into there. In fact, do we have this going in... That doesn't make much sense going that way, does it? From here. Oh, yes, it does, for the grain. We need a way to branch off there as well, though. And possibly head in from... Ooh, from here? We might be able to get away with it. And then into this yard. Maintenance station. And then have a way to branch over that way. I think we'll just leave that infrastructure as is for now. Which means this can then just branch into here. I'm hoping. Yeah, that looks like a good idea. And that's how the grain can get in that way. And I don't know what this is for now. It's probably not needed, to be honest. It really isn't. Oh, but it looks nice. So we'll keep it. I can't really see any other way unless you had... Oh, yes I can. Yes I can. Redo that. I think we can sort of get in like that. It's a bit of a rough junction. At the same time... Oh, I love that. No, I like that a lot. Because it's not going to be very busy. Which means this can go direct now, can't it? And cut across the water here. Right there. Oh, yeah. Yes, that I like. We can get that nice and smooth. Zoom in. There we go. Just that. Do we need that in there? No, we don't. Perfect. There we go. There we've got direct access for our town's grain without interfering with our express line. Beautiful. And we can just throw supply towers down. On here, one in the middle is absolutely beautiful. I mean, we've got the maintenance yards, but there's, I certainly like the idea of supply towers along the way. I don't know what to call this episode. It'd be like the big build, wouldn't it, in preparation for the tasks. There certainly isn't going to be much more than building. And then we've got lots to do. How long is this going to take us, do you reckon? Episode-wise, probably quite a while. We could use a supply tower here, more than likely. Oh no, don't come out of building yet. Don't do it. We'll end up in August before the end of the episode and have done nothing. Oh no, that's not good at all. Would we like a maintenance yard there? It would be useful, I would say. It's we might need to knock this bridge back though. Probably to that junction back there. If we can squeeze in a maintenance yard, I'll do it because then we can drift off into the potatoes. I know, I said I'm not going to redo all of the non-express stuff, but that's when I remembered that we need to do more than the express. The express is important, but so is keeping the growth of Denmark up. Right, then we can move this station so that it's in line with the maintenance station better. Does that give us pretty much access everywhere? I think so. We can go in like that then. I don't know what my need is to have every connection made to every one of these little yellow markers. I can't help myself. I really can't. Right, that one's more direct. Please say you can double track down here. Beautiful. Get that all signalled. And the happy music resumes. Oh, you've made a mess of my signalling. It's fine. It's fine. If we delete those two, will it do it tidier? There we go. Ooh, there's something I just learned. I didn't know it would do that. That's interesting, isn't it? Perhaps choosing the correct side first is how you get them aligned, even when the track's a little off. Or the junction. The junctions are usually what cause the issue. Now, could we do something like this? I don't know whether we're actually going to go that way yet. It's going to cause some serious congestion, isn't it, for our express line? If we're careful, we might be able to get away with it. Like I said, we've got to get things delivered as well. And you're doing it again, you're playing. What's going on there? Oh yes, that's the station. That's fine. That's fine. Let's get rid of that signal. It's too close to the junction. That can cause snarl-ups. It's the last thing we need. Don't want one right after. Get rid of those. Tidy that up. There we go. Oh, we haven't even double-tracked this, have we? No. That needs to be double-tracked. In fact, how are you going to get over there? I am actually half tempted to have another line go over the top here and straight across and just, I don't know, that's a bit risky. I think we've got enough solid infrastructure in here. We haven't even upgraded some of these stations. I would like to do that, please. That's getting a bit bogged down, isn't it? Yeah, it's been such a long time since we've been round here. There we go. That'll help that out. There, trains are moving again. But we do have a fairly solid infrastructure down there. We're in August, guys. It took an entire episode to go 2 days. Which would, that's fine, isn't it? That's absolutely fine. I'm a little concerned about the distancing between maintenance yards. I don't need our express trains breaking down. How are we getting over there so far? We're going to go that way through Odense, or however you pronounce that. We can't really make the line and put trains on until we're confident it's a good line. We're going to have to bide our time. Because what we don't need to do is make or spot issues with our line, make changes to it, and it reset our passenger trains. Because they don't always reset nicely where they go back to the state. Well, we don't want them reset at all. But sometimes they'll just turn around. They'll head back to the station they came from. And they'll go a really bizarre way. So we don't want that to happen. I definitely don't want that to happen. Okay. We do have like maintenance stations here, and we have a lovely section just there. That is all sorts of beautiful, isn't it? To come out of this. Oh, guys. Yes. No, I like that a lot. And it looks like we can have a maintenance station in the middle. Just to make sure that our express trains fully repaired on the way, not breaking down, because a straight up breakdown is going to cause us some issues. I know we've got a bit of a slope there. That's because we're on the contours. I don't think our express trains are going to struggle too much. The beauty of those express trains is, oh, you have the perfect opportunity to add a warehouse connection on here. But the beauty of those express trains is their cargo is very light in comparison to the freight trains. Which is why you'll see the freight trains struggle on grades that a passenger train will just fly through. I don't mind coming in here. Ideally, I would have liked to have bypassed the town completely. But if I come in like this, it sort of gives us, or it does give us, warehouse access to this warehouse. As we can head around from this way. Create quad track there. Slide into there. I think we're going to have to end it, guys. Goodness me, that was built in half. I could have got carried away and built this all year. Really, it's one of those. I get so carried away with building these infrastructure layouts. They're just fun. I like it, and I like it when money isn't a problem. But I'm going to save it so we don't have to worry about time passing, and then we'll come back to it, guys. Alright guys, that is it. We're on a very old express train. I did not know they get rusty. I'm surprised. We have just left Stockholm, where our new express train is going to be running from, and we're off to Gothenburg, so it's a bit of a journey, and probably a little bit of insight into how our express will handle the route and the infrastructure. I don't mind them stopping. They tend not to stop too long. I'm now concerned about the age of trains affecting performance or maintenance. Well, we can always hit the repair or the replace all trains and get them all shiny new. Yeah, that might be an idea, because I don't want any of our existing trains to hold up our express. But that has been that's a buildy episode, very much so. I enjoyed it though, thoroughly. I hope you did. If you're not into the building, wait until the finale that I put up, and then it'll all be done, and then we can see if we're doing the task, because that's when we hit play. But yeah, it's probably going to be a couple of episodes of just getting things running, but I'll make sure the thumbnail is appropriately titled. I'm just concerned about all this traffic. We'll do it. Have confidence. We've also got to get the population up. Dear oh dear, lots to do to end this series. And until then, take care.